In this video, we will learn about controlling sounds while they are playing. Welcome to my video series working through the Sonic Pi tutorial. In this video, Section 7, Control. Controlling running sounds. So far we've looked at how you can trigger synths and samples, and also how to change their default ops such as amplitude, pan, envelope settings, and more. Each sound is triggered essentially as its own sound with its own list of options set for the duration of the sound. Wouldn't it also be cool if you could change a sound's ops whilst it's playing live, just like you might bend a string of a guitar while it's vibrating? You're in luck. This section will show you how to do exactly this. Section 7.1, Controlling Running Synths. So far, we've only concerned ourselves with triggering new sounds and effects. However, Sonic Pi gives us the ability to manipulate and control currently running sounds. We do this by using a variable to capture a reference to a synth. So for example, s equal play 60 release :5. Here we have a run local variable s which represents the synth playing note 60. Note that this is run local. You can't access it from other runs like you can functions. Once we have s, we can start controlling it via the control function. S equal play 60 release 5, sleep 0.5, control s note 65, control s note 65, sleep 0.5, control s comma note :67, sleep 3, control s comma note :72. Let's give that a listen and then see what the tutorial says about it. Huh. The thing to notice is that we're not triggering 4 different synths here. We're just triggering one synth and then change the pitch 3 times afterward while it's playing. We can pass any of the standard ops to control, so you control things like amplitude, cutoff, or pan. So let's think about what's happening here. On line 1, it plays 60 with a release of 5. That's 5 seconds. And half a second later, the note changes to 65, but we're still on this release happening. Sleep 0.5, the note changes again. Sleep 3, the note changes again. And all the while, the release is gradually happening. So the notes are changing the note is changing while the sound gets quieter. Listen to that again. Very good. Non-controllable options. Some of the ops can't be controlled once the synth has started. This is the case for all the ADSR envelope parameters. You can find out which ops are controllable by looking at their documentation in the help system. If the documentation says cannot be changed once set, you know it's not possible to control the opt after the synth has started. Section 7.2, Controlling FX. It is also possible to control It is also possible to control FX, although this is achieved in a slightly different way. With FX, reverb do R play 50, sleep 0.5, control R, mix, :0.7, play 55, sleep 1, control R, mix, :0.9, sleep 1, play 62, end. Give that a listen. instead of using a variable, we use the goalpost parameters. That's these things. I've also heard them called pipe characters. Goalpost parameters of the do end block inside of the goalpost bars, or again pipe bars. We need to specify a unique name for our running fx, which we then reference from the containing do end block. So R refers to the fx reverb, and within this do end block, R calls back to that reverb. This behavior is identical to using parameterized functions. Now go and control some synths and FX. Cat, what are you doing? Okay. Moving on. Section 7.3, Sliding Opts. Whilst exploring the synth and FX opts, you might have noticed that there were a number of opts ending with slide. You might have even tried calling them and seeing no effect. This is because they're not normal parameters, they're special opts that only work when you control synths as introduced in the previous section. Consider the following example. Okay, S equal play 60 release colon 5. A comment about this, when I saw this, I assumed that because we were storing the result of this to a variable S that it wouldn't play, but what actually happens is it both plays the result and stores a reference to this synth in the variable S. It does both things. We can listen to this now. Right, so it does play it out to the sound. Okay, consider the following examples. S equal play 60, release 5. Oops, I already typed that, we can delete it. Sleep 0.5, control S note 65, sleep 0.5, control S note 67, sleep 3, control S note colon 72. We'll listen to that. Oh, okay. No, that's okay. Yeah. Here you can hear the synth pitch changing immediately on each control call. However, we might want to the pitch to slide between changes. As we're controlling the note parameter to add slide, we need to set the note slide parameter of the synth. So note slide colon 1. Let's give that a listen. That's fun. Now we hear the notes being bent between the control calls. It sounds nice, doesn't it? I think it would sound nicer if it was a little quicker on the slide. Let's try 0.5. Maybe even quicker. 0.25. I like that. You can speed up the slide by using a shorter time, such as note slide colon 0.2, or slow it down by using a longer slide time. Every parameter that can be controlled has a corresponding slide parameter for you to play with. Oh, neat. Sliding is sticky. Once you set a slide parameter on a running synth, it will be remembered and used every time you slide the corresponding parameter. To stop sliding, you must set the slide value to 0 before the next control call. Sliding FX opts. It is also possible to slide FX opts. Here's an example. With FX colon wobble, phase colon 1, phase slide colon 5, do effect reference E, use synth dsaw, use synth space colon dsaw. Play 50, release 5, Control E, phase colon 0.025, end. See how that sounds. Oh, that's fun. Let's listen to that again. Neat. Okay, now have fun sliding things around for smooth transitions and flowing control. That's it for this section. Thanks for watching.